Whilst Westminster is going in circles to defend genocide, the student movement is once again at the forefront of justice. As Suella Braverman found out recently when she visited Cambridge University, students are organised, determined, and unrelenting in their pursuit of peace. This is nothing new. From women's liberation to the Black Power movement, students have long been amongst the key drivers of change in society. Freedom for Palestine is no different. And across every single continent, there are now tents on university lawns demanding, amongst other things, to break academic ties to perpetuate the Zionist occupation, to support and reaffirm the right to education for Palestinians in and outside of Palestine, and a clear call to stop the genocide. As ever, and as expected, the state is using the full force of the police to crack down on these protests. Combined with the media's belittlement of students, this has led to increasing violence across encampments. For example, Oxford University was attacked by men shouting anti-Semitic abuse at protesters, and across America and Europe, police are using more violent tactics. While the state whips up hatred towards student protesters, trade unions have come to their defense. The Fire Brigade Union released a statement earlier in May advising firefighters not to engage in law enforcement activities around such protests. An FBU rep from Leicestershire highlighted the long history of the FBU standing in solidarity with the people of Palestine and extending this to those protesting for a ceasefire now. This was further backed by the General Secretary Matt Rack, who said, "The role of firefighters is to save lives and protect the community. There is no justification for firefighters being asked to assist the police in the removal of protesters. We support the right of protesters and the call for peace and justice in Gaza." This show of solidarity, not just through words but by actions from the FBU, should be a signal to others. Unions across the UK are overwhelmingly in support of the Palestinian cause, and this must extend to student encampments. By working together, students and workers can create the necessary force to make government and decision makers act. Now that the International Criminal Court is seeking arrest warrants for Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and his Defence Minister, we cannot let up. The pressure is working on a global scale, and the UK must now stop selling arms to Israel at the very least. Starmer's likely incoming Labour government has already shown its hostility towards protests and industrial action, even threatening his own MPs if he joins picket lines. That's why the anti-war movement cannot stop until our demands are met.